everybody? It's Coach Jan. We're doing a quick, very, very quick boxing weaving workout. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna put the camera somewhere that you can see. And we're just gonna do it. Uplifting heaven first, always. Tai Chi. Bring the color visualization into the belly. Exhale. Wash the breath as the color down the arms and legs. You draw it in as you inhale. Exhale, wash it out. And now Autumn and I are going to weave. We're going to be throwing hooks and weaving under the hooks. It's going to be great. Hook and hook. So we're going to go a minute and a half each. And make sure that you don't. We're going to go each direction for this first round. But do your best to not get caught up in the pattern like I just did. Wait till you see the move happening with the opponent being generated, and then have your reaction. Boom. Really pay attention to the body movements. You should be looking at the triangle between the chin and the shoulders to see the movement. Boom. When you see a bit of movement, you should be able to tell, and you'll learn over time how to tell from which direction an attack is coming from. Relax the core. You're dropping, but you're engaging the core as you drop. Oh. Oh, if you miss it, cover. Elbow in front of the nose. Cover. Cover. If you miss the weave. And then switch directions. Remember, if you miss it, cover. Oh. And really aim for the head. We're going slow, but we're aiming for the head. We're giving each other real targets. You don't need to speed this up yet. You need to get into seeing, taking the action and reacting. And throw realistic punches as well. You're doing it in slow motion, just like time under tension exercises. So Tai Chi is really similar to time under tension calisthenics, where you're getting more strength from a push-up by doing it slower, more benefit, more control. Check your body mechanics. Check your breath work. I'm exhaling here, pushing the breath through my knuckles from the belly. Inhaling, exhaling. You can also reverse the breath. Exhale down, inhale up, up, up. It's called reverse breathing. Tai Chi. It's a bit of a different mechanic there. We're not going to talk about that too much right now. Do your best to maintain a good posture as you throw. And find those whipping mechanics. Oh. Those whipping mechanics. Boom, boom. All those beautiful mechanics. Uplifting heaven right away. Let's do the same thing with the other leg forward. Okay. So now we're going to do southpaw. So we just both had our left leg forward. If you're watching this now, or if you watch the playback, you will see it with it'll look like our right leg, but it's actually, maybe I'll switch it in quick time before I upload it onto my YouTube channel. So if you're seeing the full video, you may have that issue, but hopefully not. Hopefully I fix it. In between rounds, always doing uplifting heaven or some sort of exercise that brings you back to your breath, brings you back to your center line awareness, which we talk about a lot in Tai Chi, but also it's important in every single physical exercise and movement. Let's do it. And even just now, I can feel my weight shifting to my heel here, which from a Tai Chi perspective is actually not the ideal thing to happen. So, always know if you are a Tai Chi practitioner and you understand the concept of the 3 nails or the weight distribution on the heel ball, the foot, and the big toe, and what each one of those means martially, then you want to take note of where that weight is. Notice I'm keeping 70% of my weight here on that front leg, to connect those nails rather than shifting to the heel and giving up this space. That has a lot to do with how we play push hands, which is a wrestling game for Tai Chi and space control game. So if you're bringing your push hands mechanics into your boxing, you may want to take note of that. And again, I give that note dependent on how you train. It may not matter for you, but it does matter for how I train. So. And just enjoy the repetition without getting stuck in the pattern. See, like I just did. And now switch sides. Really find yourself weaving under and around the strike. So you come up on the outside of the strike and then throw your strike. I'm on the outside of her elbow. If I want to come in, I have all of that. So make sure you get that mechanic in. Find the flexibility in the waist, find the pivot on the back leg. See the pivot here? Boom, whoa, opening up. Really taking this time to enjoy the full body mechanic. And really breathe through it. Seeing the breath as a color, washing that color in and out, belly to impact point. Meaning beyond where you're trying to hit. Playing with balloons. And want to do one more round with kicks, weaving?
Sure.
Cool. So I'm going to
wait to play with that until after we're done. It's only 3 more minutes.
So I'm starting to warm up with this rest round. Just warming up my hips, doing a check. You can do the Tai Chi style warm up. Heel, ball of foot, big toe. Inhale, up, 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 open, out. Exhale down, heel, ball of the foot, big toe. Drop the hip into the groin. Inhale, up, 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 up. So notice all those things are happening here. But you don't really pay attention to them unless you slow yourself down first. Experience them fully, and then speed it up. And then you get more control over that mechanic. Same thing here. Opening up the hips. 7 seconds. And now we're going to throw kicks, and we're going to do one kick for one kick, any direction, and we're going to weave underneath. So we're going to have fun. We're going to do capoeira type weaving, even touch the ground. Ready? Throw a kick, and go right underneath. Super fun.
Can I just weave the other way that we practiced?
Sure. I mean, just get under the kick. If I want to lift my leg up here, what do you ask me?
I want to do the weaves like the other kind where we step to the side or I push your foot.
Okay, that's not a weave. So, what would you like to do?
That, what I just said?
Okay, so you want to do this? Or you want to evade?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do this. So, front kick? Cool. So we're not doing that, we're doing front kicks. And she's stepping off, deflecting. It's called deflecting, so this is not a weave. It's no longer a weave.
But if you want to do the other one, I'll keep going at you.
Sure. Okay, that's great.
Okay.
So I'll kick, you deflect. Great. And then you throw a kick. I'll go under. Okay, great. There we go. Excellent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So an exercise like this, you just want to have fun with it and also bring in as much technicality as you can without being as stiff as a sport. As stiff as a sport. That means don't think too much about having your gloves up here, etc. Keep your 11s up, but have fun and really just express yourself. Move. Move. Think about all the things you can do. You don't necessarily need to execute on any of them. Notice I'm going from southpaw to orthodox. I'm not thinking about it too much, just having fun moving, really getting in the flow of the movement. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good grip. Good stuff. You okay? Good stuff. Good stuff.
You guys finish?
Yep. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more. Now we'll do a nice little yoga stretch. Suck in the belly, lift the collarbone. Feet 2 fists apart. Suck in the belly. Yeah, you can call you on if you want.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Belly button, collarbone lifts up, fingertips go up. And now all the muscles in the lower back lifting up. Suck in the belly button, collarbone, fingertips again. Middle back muscles lifting out of the lower back. Once they go up, hold them. Suck in the belly button again, collarbone, fingertips. Now lift all the muscles in the upper back. Shoulder blades go up, hold. So you're holding this lift. Belly button, collarbone, fingertips. Shoulders lifting out of the shoulder, the upper back, covering the ear. Maintain the structure in the stomach, meaning the belly button pulling through the spine as if the string is pulling through. Holding up. Exhale, drop only the arms. Keep the structure. Drop the chin to chest. Collapse the chest. Melting one vertebra at a time. Hold the arms and hang. Keep the knees locked and straight. Only go as far as you can keep your knees, legs straight. Feel the belly button come up one vertebra at a time. Shift to one side. Lift the heel, the leg, hold. It's like the belly button with the collarbone. Inhale, the exhale. Knee drops down, hip opens up, toe gets pulled back up. Try to keep the hips and shoulders square. Hold. Pulling back. Notice the rotation. And drop down. Other side. Belly button, collarbone, shift the weight. Come up, pull back. Same thing. Belly button, collarbone. Exhale, drop the knee to the ground as if weight is pulling the knee down. Open the hip. Inhale, pull the toes up behind you. While you're doing this, notice that my shoulder pulled back, so I want to readjust. Readjust. Suck the belly button, lift the collarbone. Exhale, drop the knee, pull back. I'm going to keep the same hand active. I'm going to put the other foot opposite in it. Suck in the belly button, lift the collarbone. And boom. Here, lifting the opposite foot. Notice I'm keeping my thumb of this hand facing outward. So my palm is facing forward. My thumb of this arm is facing outward. I'm keeping this here for my alignment. It's on my center line, right on my sternum. Imaginary string lifts me up, belly button, collarbone. And inhaling, lifting my knee upward and out. while maintaining the hold here. On the side. Inhale up, exhale, settle into it. Inhale up, exhale, settle into it. Super important concept here. This inhaling up, exhaling, settle. Inhaling up, exhaling, settle. If you follow my Tai Chi work, we talk a lot about reverse breathing Tai Chi. We talk about pressure redirection, pressure circuits, people pressing on you really, really hard, trying to run you back, and you being able to stand your ground to redirect their pressure into the ground and back into their heels. Part of how you do that is the same concept of inhaling, exhale, settle. Inhale, expand, exhale, settle. Rather than exhaling and contract, you exhale and settle. Inhale, expand, so you're always eating space. It's a concept that we do in Tai Chi push hands. Obviously, I coach the US team for Tai Chi push hands and have worked a lot in the sport myself as well as my father. So it's a huge part of my life. I love sharing it. I love to connect the dots between different modalities when you find a similar concept or mechanic that you can practice outside of the particular arena. So, center line, this is just like Shaolin Kung Fu. This is just like the imaginary string lifting you from the top of the head, Tai Chi. This is just like the silver cord in Tibetan Buddhism, spoken as from Tuesday Lobsang Rampa. So we have that concept, Omi Tofo, for it brings you right back to your center line awareness. Inhale, lift the knee, keep the hand, thumb out, palm forward, lift the knee upward and out. While my chest might come forward, I lift my collarbone, sucking the belly button. So I'm doing my best to maintain straight back while lifting up. Exhaling, dropping down. Uplifting heaven again. Exhale, dropping down. So we only did three 3-minute rounds. 1 minute rest in between each. Not a lot of stuff. Not a lot. And it doesn't take a lot to do good work for yourself. So it's important to at least put in some work every day or several days a week to get yourself to a certain level of strength where you feel the dedication paying off. And remember, the strength is not just the physical, it's also the mental, the emotional. So you want to be able to feel the benefits of all these things, your dedication. I'm going to do a little movement that Autumn is doing right now next to me, the hips. Shifting, exhaling, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. And not just inhaling and exhaling, not just coordinating the breath, but I'm pushing my breath as a color. I'm inhaling the breath as a color into the lower dantian, or the second chakra. Lower dantian is Kung Fu and Tai Chi terminology. Second chakra is a yogic terminology. You're exhaling, washing the color from the belly, the breath as a color through the hip. Inhale up, exhale down, washing the breath here like an arrow. From here to here, here to here. And I wash the breath out. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, wash the breath out the other side. Sometimes this is called breathing into a stretch, but all we're doing is getting more detailed. The more detailed you can be with your language, the more detailed you can be with your imagination, and vice versa. The more detailed you can be with the imagination, the more deeper you can visualize. The deeper you can visualize, the more you can create. Stretching. Stretching. I'm cutting my reach hand, karate terminology, into the ground as I reach. And I'm reaching over. I can also reach across. I can also put my head through. All those little notes. Reaching out, you can just feel it stretching the lats, extending, really nice. Reaching across, get the shoulder, put the head through, and feel a nice stretch here. Sitting back and coming forward. Back again. Bring the knees in. Inhale up, exhale down. And drop the head forward, the knees, reaching the hands back as you do this, past the heels, past the toes. Suck the belly button, exhale. Inhale, coming up. You're gonna bring one forward and another one back. Several different ways to do this one. This is probably the easiest, plainest way to do it. One that's more complex and it's more and ultimately builds more strength is sucking in the belly button and doing your best to rotate the hips internally, meaning that inside the body you're flexible enough, strong enough to control the muscles to rotate this back hip forward and this front hip back. And that requires more strength and dedication. I've worked on this years ago. I have to bring it back into my body. So right now, if you see me looking like I'm doing something in between, it's because I'm working on that for myself. Now, if I were to just let go, my structure would collapse. And that's not that this isn't a good stretch. It's nice, but it's not the same level of control. And that's why I'm working on this. Sucking the belly button, lifting the collarbone, trying to rotate. Putting this hip back and this hip forward. And of course, if I sit back and just allow this S position to happen, I can take my forearm, wrap it around, take my other hand, put it here, aim my forehead to my palm, the back of my hand, suck my belly button in, lift my collarbone, do my best to get my shoulders parallel to my shin, flexing the foot to protect the knee joint. So in other words, when my foot is not pointed straight, it's flexed inward to help protect the knee joint. Inhale up. And I'm just going to reach around. Look to my back foot. And switch. This will be my last stretch of the series. Going back. So just the plain one first. And for anyone who's just joining, I'll have this same video reposted on my YouTube channel where I'm putting out 10 videos a day. It's pretty crazy. On my @JansTaiChi YouTube channel. So if you're into Tai Chi, martial arts, yoga, fighting, any of that stuff, like all those modalities interconnect. And yesterday and today I put out my UFC buddy, Brendan Weaver, who's in the show I'm producing, Justice for Hire. If you check that out on TikTok or on YouTube, @Justice for Hire. Brendan plays the character Cowboy, but he's a UFC fighter, former UFC fighter, who ran an amazing training camp for our cast, I love our stunt team, etc. And you'll see that training. We put out part 1 yesterday and part 2 today. It's on my Tai Chi YouTube channel, @JansTaiChi. And it's 2 really great sessions of training from a really talented human being. So check that out. It'll be on the Justice for Hire account as of this morning on YouTube as well, and tomorrow. So. And I'm going to do the same rotation, this back hip forward, this hip forward, hip back. Again, this is going to be crude because I don't have the strength currently, internal strength. I'm a little rusty on this one. So ideally, I don't have my weight on my hands at all. I have my back straight, sucked in, belly button, collarbone up, and the weight is held within the structured core. But I don't have that strength right now, so I'm just doing my best. Had a car accident that I'm recovering from still, but I can still I'm way better than I was last year, which is great. And the yoga has really helped. The structured core work that I've been doing, sucking the belly button with the collarbone, has really been helping a lot too. So now we're gonna sit down, flex the foot, and reach around, palm here. So notice I'm putting my arm parallel to my shin. This foot in front is flexed to protect the knee. Forearm parallel to the leg. Forehead aiming to the back of the hand, top of the hand. This other arm scoops around the heel as much as you can, the forearm as much as you can. And the goal is to bring your shoulders down parallel, make them parallel to the shin. as well. Arm parallel to the shin, shoulders parallel to the chin. Sucking the belly button, lift your collarbone, and stretching out the hips forward. That was my son stomping around. And coming up, and I'm just gonna reach around, looking behind me. I'm walking my palms around, and I'm gonna look to the back foot. And just for good measure, leaning back. And coming in, uplifting heaven, and then we'll finish up with the breath. Middle pillar breathing. Jet, do this with us real quick, please. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting. Okay. Turn this to our wonderful session of all of us doing it. Okay, so middle pillar breathing. You're gonna close your eyes. You're gonna inhale into the belly and roll the breath as a color, white light color, coming from the toes to the top of the head. As you roll it down the back from the head to the heels, like a waterfall, you're going to use the sound ah to help you feel the vibration, move the color, move your attention with the sound. Inhale, roll the breath as white light up the left side of the body. Exhale, roll it down the right with the sound. Inhale, roll the breath into the body, to the belly, like you're filling up a bowl. And exhale, push it down into the ground, let it come back up and around like a fountain in reverse, making a big bubble of light around you. Inhale to the belly one more time. And this time push it to the top of the head like a fountain, coming out in all directions, making a big bubble of light around you. Have gratitude for the body, the space that you're in, good people in your life. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for doing this with me. Love you guys. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and to watching to your lineage. Mothers and fathers are really important. So, love you guys. And this video, like I said, will be on @JanTaiChi on YouTube, and that's where all my videos replay. So I love you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Now, if you ever have a thought, question, or idea, just put it there, and I'll do my best to answer right away. Love you. Oh, hi. Thank you.